everybody, I am Fuzzyface and welcome to another edition of what is this playthrough of Motorsport Manager career mode on the PC. We are now heading towards Sydney, but of course we are still with Predator Racing Group, and if you haven't watched this series before, we are on a mission to move the lowest rated car with the lowest amount of money up to the World Motorsport Championship, which is the equivalent of the Formula 1 series. We are currently in the equivalent of GP2, which is the Asia Pacific League. Last time out we actually finished in a 1-2 result with Santa Ana and Latinen here, picking up 16 points. Santa Ana got an extra 2-point boost for being on pole position as well during this race. The rain really helped us out in both sessions, being able to sort of like jump the gun, go a little bit longer, all that sort of stuff. So we did quite well there. We've got a dry race here for Sydney, so obviously we've not got any of that, but obviously we've got another short race here, 14 laps. It's not actually shorter, but the laps are longer, but there's less actual laps, so it's the sort of same race distance. So but it's the fuel tank which actually works in our favour, so because we actually aim to like try and conserve fuel, conserve the tyres, and make a lot of distance up when a lot of these cars pit and we get a lot of clear air to actually work with. So we're going to go ahead and try that again in Sydney, and we're making quite good money here. We've got a new gearbox about to be built. We've not got much to work on here. We've got a gearbox built there. This great one that we've got here, it's up to scratch now. We're going to go ahead and put them in the cars now, should we? So we can give that one to Santa Ana, that one to Latinen. It's not going to move us up anything. We've still got the 8th overall best gearbox. Other than that, there's not much to do with this one. As I've said, I think we're going to try and aim for another addition to the HQ at the end of the season. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to go with, but maybe we're going to focus on the rear wing, since that vote went against us last time and we didn't get it voted through with the GMA. Here we didn't get the spec rear wings voted, so we might go ahead and work on that. So that should allow us to go ahead and concentrate on rear wings next season. I think we're going to go ahead and concentrate on one part a season, because that allows you to unlock different parts and unlock more iterations each time, so you get to put more parts in each time, and therefore at the end of the season you have a big nice boost for next season. So maybe that is the way to go, try and catch up with a lot of these other teams. The rear wing is the only one that we're in 10th in. All the others we don't actually have the worst part overall, so it does bode well for next season. We might not have the worst car next season, hopefully, but anyway, we're going to go ahead until this next gearbox is built and go ahead and see if it will let us build a nice risky part for next season. So we'll come back in 11 days and 5 hours, not literally of course, probably it'll be in a couple of seconds on this video. We'll go ahead to that point and pick up from there. Right, so we're back. The gearbox build has been finished. During the meantime we had a couple of dilemmas. We took a bribe from Katia Henriques from the Esprit team. We'll be forced to vote in favour next time. It's not really anything that affects us, it's just a vote on the tyres. It doesn't really make any difference to us. Brutus, which is going to be a faster tyre than the Cortez, which are one that are better for tyre wear, but then again that difference is overall made to every car, so it shouldn't affect our strategy too much if that goes ahead and gets voted in. And we also had a TV piece which we rejected, because I don't want to lose any relationship between the driver and the mechanics, because I do like both level 2 boosts from there. We do have this new epic gear part here, which is worth 384. We're going to go ahead and put that in Santa Ana's car because she can work with this reliability, but we do have everyone free here, so we can go ahead and just work on this. We'll probably put the slider somewhere toward the middle, so we'll get a nice even build here, and it'll be good enough for Santa Ana to use with the nurse stat that she has. So we're going to go ahead now and see. We've actually got 5 slots open now. Obviously we can't build epic because we need a telemetry center at level 2. It'll probably cost a lot of money, so that's probably not the part that we can go with next time. It's going to cost 6 million, so we could probably afford it and get towards epic, but then again that's probably something for next year. We don't want to focus on the gearbox too long. We don't want to have one massively good part and then everything else lagging way behind. We want to get this up to somewhere where it's average, and then work on a new part next season. But we did actually get slot 5 open here, which is because we had the lead designer who has these, so we were able to fill this epic slot by using this last time out. Otherwise we wouldn't have been able to get this, and we wouldn't have been able to put 5 parts in this car. But anyway, we'll see what we can get to. We can actually put these 3 risky parts in it. It's got a massively high risk of a rule break, but obviously this is not going in the car. I don't want -10, I don't want anything that takes away. I'll put +10 on. 540, 525, so this is definitely the best one. Although we could possibly go for that one, which gives us a plus 50 on the soft, supers and ultras, which would work for us because we don't seem to use any other tyre. So that would give us a, don't actually give us a boost there, or should we just go for it? Oh, I don't really like using these ones, but it would give us 565, wouldn't it? So it would actually give us a bonus. No, because we want it as a base part, we'll probably lose this bit. I don't know if we'd actually keep that bit going into next season. I won't take that risk, we'll just go for the 434541. That's what we'll build. It'll be ready after this race. But obviously it doesn't matter when it's ready because we're not going to go ahead and use it. So we're going to build that one. It's going to take up quite a bit of money here, but it's not going to take up all the money. We've still got a nice little balance there, 750,000. Golden Tiger we have coming up, and Ravelli, so we've got a couple of sponsorships coming up here, but we have moved back down to 2 stars here because I think Santa Ana and Latinen had a couple of temporary boosts to their marketability, so we're probably going to lose this one, so we might not be getting as much money from this one. But I think the last one we had, I think it's called Peach Plum, and it's 350,000, so we shouldn't be losing that much. Golden Tiger was a 2-star one anyway, so I don't think we're going to lose too much with that. So yeah, there's not much else to do there. We're just going to go ahead and skip to practice now with Sydney and see what sort of setup we can come up with and go from there. Right, so we're about to head to practice here. We're going to go for this one just in the hope that we can get one of these results either in qualifying or the race. I'm not expecting us to, but it is worth quite a bit more money than that. So it is what we're going to do from now on. I think we're going to go for just for the higher one because we don't really need the extra money. That 200,000 doesn't make much difference to us, whereas getting 800,000 would. We're just going to go ahead and do that, and then yes, we've accepted that now. All the parts are done. We do actually have a nice epic gearbox here, so let's see what sort of results that gives us in practice and in qualifying. So we're here for Sydney for practice. We're going to put Santa Ana and Latinen in the seats here. Quite a nice scenic track here. We've got nice beaches, got a couple of high-rise here. We've got boats as well in the middle. I'm not quite sure with this setup. I think we're going to need high downforce like we would as in the real-life Melbourne track. So should we go somewhere up here somewhere? Should we do that? Probably a bit short of gear ratios because we've got some tight corners around there. I'll probably leave this in the middle because I'm not quite sure where we need this. We'll probably leave it on this level here and see what it says about that. See if we can get somewhere close. Should we use the softs here? Or should we try it? We're going to use the super softs for the race. Would we be able to do most of the session in that? Because we're going to be doing qualifying and the race. Well, mainly the boost for qualifying, isn't it? That 5% boost. Could we get it if we use that? I'm not sure. Should we go ahead and try? Because we're going to have to use 2 up to do that, aren't we? And then 1 for qualifying. That leaves us 3 for the race. No, we'll do it on softs. Don't want to waste a pair of super softs here. Maybe we can do the first couple of laps setting up on this and then come back onto the super softs. So we're going to try copy that a little bit. We'll go a little bit higher on the... What did we do on the downforce on Santa Ana's? 0.5. Maybe we'll keep it the same. I think that's going to be about right, somewhere towards there. Maybe we'll just go a couple of points up. Maybe try it around there. I think that's about the same. I'm not sure with that. Keep that about there, and we'll do the softs as well with Latinen. See what we can get. So we'll just send these out, and then we'll come back probably at the end of practice. As I said, we're going to try and shorten this up a bit. Not drive around a lot in practice because I only do sort of 1 laps and then bring them back in, so we'll just go and skip ahead to the end of practice and see how we get on. So that's the end of practice. We didn't do too badly. We managed to get 2 quite decent setups, which we'll get onto when we get around to setting the car up for qualifying. But Latinen got 12th with 137, Santa Ana got 18th with 139. They both did get held up quite a bit, so that has made my mind up about qualifying for this session, that we're going to have to try and get as much clear track as we can, because there is a lot of tight corners after the first sector that there is a lot of chance of getting held up in, so we're going to have to try and time stuff right to get nice clean laps in here. Hopefully that can help us out. Hopefully we can improve on these practice times a bit, and yeah, we're going to go ahead now and get to qualifying. So we're here for qualifying. We need 4 or above for this bonus. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near it, but it's the first time we've actually got level 2 for a qualifying trim here, as we managed to get a nice few laps in here as we're trying to get this set up just right. We got pretty close here. Got a 97%. Just shortened the suspension up a bit. Went a little bit higher with this stuff and sort of tried to even stuff up about a little bit here. Just off with the handling with Santa Ana. We did use a pair of super softs to get the extra 5% boost. So we're going to use a fresh pair of super softs here. So that should leave us with 3 for the race. which is what we need. And with Sant'Arana we did the same. We didn't get quite as high with the setup, we got 95%. Pretty much most of the things are the same. She wanted the rear wing a little bit higher to get an excellent rating. Maybe we'll try drop that, because that might bring this up a bit. This is the sort of setting that Sant'Arana had in her car. What is Sant'Arana going to do? Could we bring it a little bit closer to that 38 and 44? Could we try and mix these again? 38 and 44. Just send her out for one, see if we can increase that during practice. So we've got a fresh pair of super softs on here, and we'll go ahead and do that. And as I said, we're going to be streamlining a little bit from now on, so we're just going to go ahead and come back when it's about to be the when we're about to set a flying lap time. And we're going to be going out with Sant'Arana first, so we'll be coming back for that lap and Latinen's first lap as well. Right, we're coming back now. Sant'Arana's just about to come round to start her lap time. We didn't do the best here because we were trying to stay in front of this car. Unfortunately, it did get past us right there at the end. Who's that? I don't think it's one of the quicker drivers, so maybe we're going to get held up here. Hopefully we just got enough distance there. He did get past us on the last corner somehow. He just came flying round and got past us. Hopefully he's doing his flying lap time as well, so hopefully we're not going to be held up too much there. So we're going to focus in on Latinen now. Try and get her some clear air as well. Should we let this car behind us through? And then try to keep ahead of this one. I think that's what we're going to try to do here. I'll let that one through anyway, because it's going to get past us. That's what we'll try to do here. What's Sant'Arana's nearly a second behind there. I don't know whether she's been held up or not. It looks like we're going to get some nice clear air with Latinen. Can we get a tyre temperatures up? Just about perfect. The brake temp's a little bit hot. We've got some nice clear air here. A lot of these will be on their in lap, so hopefully she's not too far behind. And Sant'Arana's managed to pick up some great time during sector 2 there. She lost it a little bit there towards the end. What's she got here? 1.84. 137, that's not too bad, I don't think. Probably somewhere around the middle of the order. What sort of time's Latinen going to get here? She's quite far behind, I'm guessing that. I don't know whether she's just slower here or whether these cars are sort of getting in a way a little bit. Sant'Arana's on her in lap and Latinen's quite a long way behind here. 4.2 seconds. It's an absolutely shoddy lap. Maybe we should have just pulled her in there and not let her set that time, but she's done a 140 there. Should we wait a little bit with Sant'Arana, or should we get her out here whilst it looks like it could be clean? Or are a lot of these cars going to come out and do? They're going to try rush back out now. So if we go, would we get a nice clear lap if we can do this now? Or is it better to wait for the track grip? I think we're going to try set a time now and see if we can get a nice clean lap in for Sant'Arana. A lot of them look to be coming straight back out again, so it might just work out for us here. I'm going to keep an eye on when Latinen comes in so we can send her straight back out. So what can we get here? Should we slow down and let a few of these catch up but not let them get past us? So then none of them should be near us when we get round to the end of this race. So we'll get Sant'Arana out back here. No, didn't change tyres. Clicked it too quick. We need to try and slow down a little bit here for Sant'Arana. Try and get these brakes down a bit. We're overheated a little bit, but we should have a nice clean lap. Or there's someone coming out there right late at the end of the pits. Can we pass him? No, slowed right down by that guy right at the end there. Absolutely shoddy work there. That car coming out right at the end. Right, so it's all on you, Latinen here. These brakes are going to go up. Not the best. What's Sant'Arana doing? She's quite far behind here. Way off the pace with that last lap. No, she did actually go a little bit quicker there, even though she got held up. Just if we could have not been held up on that first corner, we might have been able to improve that quite a bit. As it is, we're starting from 12th. Not too bad. Hopefully we can keep 12th. See what a lot of these other cars are going to do. But Latinen should be pretty clean around here, although we didn't do the best with her temperatures, and she's got a pretty warm pair of tyres here, so I'm not sure if it actually makes any difference in the game as it does in real life. It looks as though it does. Sant'Arana's now down into 14th place. Where can we get Latinen to? 16th, so 14th and 16th, that's where we would expect to be if we didn't have some sort of miraculous sort of qualifying. So it's not too bad, right around where we would expect to be. So hopefully during our strategy, during this 14 lap race, we can actually go and pick up some places during the race. I don't think we're going to get top 5 here for any points. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and come back with the race. Right, so it's race day now in Australia. We've got the super soft tyre boost that we want. We've got the nurse boost that we want. Obviously, we're going to go with the risk taker for Latinen and a super soft. Car set up. I'm going to keep pretty much... We did actually manage to improve upon Latinen's setup there. We got a 97% in the end, and it is actually 6 laps of starting fuel, which should work in our favour. So we're going with the super sauce, which should last 7 to 9 for Santa Ana. It looks like Latinen's she burns through the tyres a little bit quicker, so hers should be a 6 to 8, I think. So we're going to go with 6 laps here. We're going to try to go as long as we can, as we usually do, but I don't think we can go that long with so we might have to come out on the softs to start with Latinen. Try get her as far as we can. Obviously last time out we set Santa Ana to be like this off of the line, and she pulled away from first place. Obviously she was in first place, so she had a clear getaway, and she absolutely stormed away at the start of the last race from pole position. So hopefully starting like that again we'll do it. We're not going to do it with Latinen. We need her to conserve some fuel here, but we're going to go ahead and have her push her tyres just to get them up to temperature. What's the weather? 3 degrees for Australia. Really, 3 degrees? What is it? Is this out of season or something? Is it usually this cold in Australia at this time of year? I'm not really sure what time of year it is. I haven't looked at the month in a while in the game, so we might have some problems heating the tyres. Although it might allow us to go a lot longer on the tyres. Maybe the tyre wear's not going to be as bad with a cooler track. So Cruz is up there and Monroe, which are the 2 drivers that are competing with Santa Ana for the title. Not that we're actually competing, not that we should be expecting to competing, but Santa Ana is actually in 3rd, I think. I think she's still in 3rd after that last race, and we are actually 2nd overall in the title. We just need to beat the Esprit. I'm not actually sure where the Esprit finish. Are they the purple car? So they've got one here. Who's in the Esprit? Is it McLeod? Is in an Esprit. Look at that, she's got a dodgy neck. Back here in 11th place they are as well with De Grasse. So they look like the 2 that we have to keep an eye on, because they're the 2 in the Esprit. It's also De Grasse as well. I think he's leading. I think he's the one actually leading the Drivers' Championship at the moment. So let's just see what sort of start we can get from here, from Santa Ana. We're not bothered too much, just as long as we don't get held up, because we are aiming to go along. Maybe we should turn her up a bit, because she is going to come in. It looks like it's going to take a while for these tyres to get up to temperature, so maybe we should push them totally in both cars. Go into attack mode with Santa Ana here, see if we can get her a few places to try and make our strategy work from a bit higher up the order. It's taking a long time for these tyres to get up to temperature here, and Santa Ana's dropped all the way back here. Not having the best of races, it looks like. Maybe we should go ahead and think about turning down here. Santa Ana back up into 15th. Everyone's still quite bunched, so we might be able to get a bit of time. So we might just try and conserve a bit of fuel now. We're getting up to temperature just about the same tyre wear out of both tyres here, so they're soft. But obviously Latinen burns through tyres quite a bit quicker than Santa Ana. Maybe we should think about turning these down a little bit as they get up to temperature, see if we can make them last all the way through here. And Santa Ana yet again losing more places, not having the best of races here to start with. Hopefully we can pick it up. The leaders aren't running away with it too much just yet, and hopefully we can pick some places up through the pit stops. And Santa Ana try to dive up around the inside. What's Latinen doing? We haven't been focused on her. She's just running at the back, battling away with this Parks in 8th place, 18th place here. Tyres up to temperature. Can run him in neutral now for a little bit, or maybe, yeah, we'll try to run him in neutral. Santa Ana's tyre is still taking a while to get up to temperature here on the super softs. We've got a virtual safety car out here who's crashed. I'm not sure who that is. I'm not even sure what car that is. We can't even see it. It's just a ball of smoke. Hopefully he's not dead. Hopefully he's not dead. It's just a ball of smoke, that car, isn't it? But obviously we don't have a normal safety car around this track. We do just have the virtual safety car, so no one could just dive into the pits. Although it looks like a few... No. Yeah, a couple of them are actually stopping under the virtual safety car. I don't know whether that has actually any sort of benefit, although cars are going a lot slower. So if you're near the pits, maybe it does. But we're still just going to run our strategy here. But this car here in 16th, they've made a pit stop and so they might be in a right good position to push after the end of this pit stop once everyone else starts to come in. We're still just going to try run our game here. See where we can get to. Maybe we should start having Santa Ana push now. Should we? We don't have much clear track here, so should we have a push? Because she's got... We're going to get another 2 laps out of Latin, and we're going to get another lap after this one out of Santa Ana, so we should go ahead and have a push here. Should have enough in the tyres just to get all the way around twice. Well, everyone's coming to the pits now, so we might get ahead here. We're going to get out into ahead of all the other cars in the pits. We are. We've just got those cars that made that early pit stop, so we're not going to get the clear air that we wanted quite here. But we're going to have to go ahead and set Santa Ana's pit stop. Going to put another full tank in here. Going to go fast. Latinen's got another lap in her. Can we push her from here? No, I don't think we can. Just have to keep an eye on her. Santa Ana running in third. I don't know where she's going to come out of the pits here. Hopefully it's a little bit higher up than she were before the pit stop, so we might be able to pick some up on the next one as well. Hopefully it's a decent pit stop here. Good and good, great and good. So we're back out in 12th, so that actually worked out quite well there. So we'll go ahead and turn down, just try and get these temperatures up to speed on the tyres. And let's put her in overtake mode. Does she have enough to get round? Yes, she does. So we can now go on the super sauce for Latinen. Put 6 laps of fuel in. Go fast as well with her. See if she can do just about the same. I think she was running about 18th, was she? Before the pit stops. Let's see if we've improved her anywhere there. But she's on the soft tyres, so she's not going to be able to garner as much time as if she was on a pair of super softs. Let's just see where we can get her out as well. See if she has a good, nice pit stop as well. Nice pit stop there. So she's out in the 15th, so she did jump a few places. I'm going to try and go as long as we can. We'll try and get a bit of heat in these tyres. Just see where we can get after the next round of pit stops. Santa Ana running 12th here. It doesn't look like it's going to be a race where we get points or we get the bonus. Didn't think it was. It seemed like the track that has a lot of, like, these complex tracks with a lot of bends in them, and not the sort of track that suits us. It does seem to slow our Predator car down quite a lot. Let's just try and keep up with these. We might be able to jump them in the pit stops. Santa Ana is doing quite well here. Do we have enough? Can we just push for this? I don't know when everyone else is going to come in. We might go another lap and then just go ahead and push. We're going to try to keep Latinen out as long as we can. Yeah, we don't have enough to actually finish the race. We are forced to doing 2 pit stops in this series. We'll just see where we can get to with Santa Ana here. Can we go ahead and push here? Should we try risk it? Has she got enough time in front of her? Just 2 seconds. Should we risk it, or should we just wait for everyone to make a pit stop and then try and push? Or should we go ahead and try it now? A lot of the cars are coming into the pits there, so maybe we should just go ahead and do it. With Santa Ana, see how far we can get her ahead here. Maybe try the same with Latinen. She has got a lap extra. A lot of the cars are coming in, so maybe if we can get about 2 laps out of this. Yeah, we're going to have to avoid. It's going to be way too late to try and make that last pit stop in it. So we've got this advantage now where we can just go ahead and push like this. Although I think Santa Ana's going to get held up here. Just catching these cars in front. Does it look like we can... does it look like we're going to pick up some places here through this pit stop? We've got Santa Ana coming round. She should be able to get another lap out of this fuel tank. Could she even get 2 out of it? I don't know whether we would be actually gaining time if we put the engine into neutral. I don't think we would be, so we're going to have to pit after this one. Haven't used up all the soft tyres. Let's just put 1 extra lap in, should we? That's just enough to get to the end. What have we got left? We would be on lap 11, so 11, 12. We would have 4 laps left, so we won't go 1 extra, so we can just gives us that option to push. We need, and we're going 4 seconds quicker this lap than the last one, so hopefully we've made up some good time here. We were 12th last time, although it looks like we're going to get held up a little bit here as we head towards these cars in front. Yeah, we are on the back end of them, and I don't think we're going to be able to push our way past them. We do have our pit stop coming up now, and a lot of these cars in front are coming into pits. Notice one of them. They're going to fly around. Are they going round? They've already done their 2 pit stops, haven't they? Right, so let's just see where we can get back out of here. We were in 12th. and we're back out in 12th as well, but we should have enough in the car now to just push till the end. Hopefully we can go ahead and do that. Lattinen is currently running in 4th place here. Does she have enough fuel to get around? Yes, she does again, right on the borderline again. What can she finish the race with that? With some, she's got room to push. Let's see where we can get Lattinen here. Santa Ana battling away here in 12th. She's on the back end of a big trail of cars here. Let's see if we can see them. Can't quite see them, can we? There's a big line of cars running up these straights. So I think this is pretty much it for Santa Ana, unless a lot of these cars run into problems at the end. Lattinen is now coming into the pit, so she doesn't have much fuel to put in. She doesn't have to do a big pit stop here. And we got Lattinen up to 10th there, as a lot of them came through the pits and up into 12th, and Santa Ana got up into 10th as a few came into the pits. She's now battling away with Arbor Lower here. Just keep an eye on the fuel, make sure we don't make a mistake and that we don't have enough fuel to get round by pushing all the way. Both our cars running pretty close together, not doing too badly with 10th and 12th. Obviously it's not at the heights of, we're not quite at the dizzy heights of 1st and 2nd as we were last time. This is a decent result for us if we can hold on to these places. We probably don't have enough fuel now to push like this. Although we probably do. Can just not get the tyres too hot. Just try keep it as that. Hopefully we can hang on to these places. 10th and 12th, not too bad a result if we can. I don't think we're going to gain any places here. We're coming round to the fight. Oh, we did. What was I doing then? Right, let's just push from now on. I think I got the laps messed up then, didn't I? We were coming round to the final lap. Let's just push and see what we can get. Santa Ana under pressure here, but also battling away, so hopefully she don't give up the place. Although Lattinen's made a good move there and got herself into 11th. So we're now running 11th and 12th. I don't think we're going to pick up a place, and Lattinen's actually got past Santa Ana there. Pretty unusual, and a couple of cars breaking down, and Santa Ana used that to her advantage there. flew past Lattinen as she got held up. A couple of these cars running out of fuel, so we're now 8th and 10th. Not a bad result overall there for Sydney. Pretty happy with that. Obviously we've probably lost distance on the drivers. Not that we were close, but we've probably lost distance on the constructors. De Graaf is up here. McLeod didn't score with us, but what is that? That's 8-6, 4 points. So they're probably about 6 points ahead of us now, unless De Graaf got a fastest lap or anything like that. I don't think he did. Probably Cruz got the fastest lap again. This time out, just go ahead and have a look. So where did we come in there? Santa Ana actually moved up to 6th there, did she? A couple of them have been demoted here, haven't they? So we're at that time where a couple of them try and risk. He did get the fastest lap, so they're pulling 6 points ahead of us now, so there will be. We're 4th and 6th in the driver's standing. We're 2nd here, but we're now 8 points behind because of that 6 points that De Graaf picked up. So we've got 3 races left to get 8 points. Not that I really want it, because I think we would be so far behind in the World Motorsport Championship if we did get promoted. This is sort of the position we were in last season before we made that really good run to win the title. I don't think that's possible in this one because we don't have the advantage of starting. Well, we didn't really have any advantages last season, did we? Try to think about it. There was none because we had the worst car and everything. And we weren't starting from the front of the grid at that point because both drivers were pretty high up. So, yeah, but I don't think we've got the performance in this car to compete, just as that Australia Grand Prix showed, when it comes to a track where there's a lot of turns and stuff and there's not a lot of chance to overtake or make up time through the pit stops. It doesn't work in our favour, and it shows the true vulnerabilities of this car. Although we did pretty well finishing 8th and 10th. So hopefully with a bit better car next season, we finished 6th overall, everyone's still happy. With a bit better car next season, what did we lose money on there? What did we not get? Why has the drivers gone down? No idea, because that's from bonuses. I don't think anything went down. Or maybe it's just because I travel. Does it cost a lot more to get to Sydney? Maybe it does. Doesn't seem to be as high as we usually get. Did it? No. Yeah, so not a bad result overall. 8th and 10th. Not the dizzy heights of 1st and 2nd from last time. We are obviously still building this gearbox. That's not going to go in the car. Good form, car condition. Doing really well with both of those, except interview. It seemed to be a very testing weekend. No, it didn't, because she did absolutely brilliant. We'll just go for the middle one, Mia Latin and Struggle. No, she didn't. She finished 10th. Silly questions. So we're still running 2nd. We're still 4th and 6th. We've got the new gearbox on build. We'll go ahead and skip to where the car repair is complete, so we can pick up there from next time. Got a couple of mails. We've got some sponsorships due. Yeah, we will wait for the other option to come in. Obviously, we've got this peach one back 350,000, so it's not going to make that much of a difference. We won't be back up over 1 million. We'll just see what we get from that next time. But anyway, we'll leave it there for this race, for this edition of Motorsport Manager Career Mode. We're doing really well still. Next time we're in Black Sea. So, if you are not subscribed already and want to see how we're doing further forward, whether we can make a challenge for the title, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and leave me a thumbs up if you think we're doing better than we expected. I certainly am. Being in 2nd, I were expecting us to be competing for last place, hoping that we could just scrape through staying up somehow. Obviously, we're a long way past that. And leave me a comment down below with any thoughts or anything. Maybe you think I should be building something different for the HQ. I am going to go with the... which one is it? The simulator next season and concentrate on the rear wing. If you think I should be doing something different, if you think so, I'm not too bothered about a scouting facility. I'm not going to change my drivers. I'm going to be keeping the same one, so I'm not bothered about that. But anyway, if you have a comment, I do try and reply to everyone, so if you do leave a reply, I will try and get back to everyone that does leave a reply. But anyway, until next time, I will see you down the road in Russia at the Grand Prix in the Black Sea, and goodbye.